NIB Stadium where Perth Glory have just been beaten 2-0 by Melbourne City. If my calculations are correct, that is 11 goals conceded by Perth Glory in 3 matches. They have a huge game against my boys this weekend against Melbourne Victory. We don't see any improvements out there on the pitch. We saw Mills walk out just before the game started with a neck injury. I overheard a little stat, now I'm not sure how true it is, but apparently Javi Torres' shot on goal or on target, if that's what you want to call it, was the first one in 151 minutes for Perth Glory. I'm not sure how true that is, don't hold me to it, but if anyone has the answer to that, tweet us at the Far Post Perth. We've got a Bunbury man over here with us. He's been coming to the Perth Glory since 1996, I believe.
Absolutely, yep. Been there for 22 years now. And this is probably the worst I've ever seen it, to be frank.
I'm just listening to the shed right now and I'm hearing that they're chanting, hey, hey, goodbye. Now, do you think that's to Kenny Lowe?
It's absolutely to Kenny Lowe. I think, every year we go through the same cycle and we've got to the point where it's not good enough anymore and we need to do something different.
So you think Kenny's the problem?
I don't think Kenny's the only problem. I think there's lots of problems going on at the club at the moment, from all the way from the top down. But Kenny's certainly one of the problems that we've got to do something about.
Do you think they should get the sack now, or do you think they should see out the season?
I don't think it'll make much difference, to be frank. Whether we sack him now or whether we sack him at year end, either way, I think something's got to change at the coaching level.
Let it rip, mate. Let it rip.
We just are playing with no spine. We are the epitome of disappointing. I don't like calling for people to be fired from anything, but look, something's got to change. It's just not good enough.
So we're going to lose 1-0 in Melbourne.
1-0.
And then we're going to draw on tour.
Right.
And then we're going to start winning again, because it's very slowly, we're on a scale. It's on the way up. It's a progression.
So you'll finish 5th or 6th and that'll be successful and you'll make finals and then Kenny will get off in another year. And then it'll be great.
Yep.
And then we'll just start again.
That's exactly right.
I've got it down packed. Perth Glory's game plan. Thanks for having a chat with us, guys.
No worries, mate.
We're going to wrap it up here at NIB Stadium where Perth Glory have just been beaten by Melbourne City. That is the 11th goal that they have conceded in 3 matches. I'm going to finish up with my co-founder here, Blaine. Blaine, give us your thoughts. I know you're not happy, mate.
Yeah, it's not a good time for the Glory. There's a lot of things that are happening behind the club. Tony Sage has come out in the week and says that he's backing Kenny Lowe till the end of the season. I have a little bit of a problem with that in terms of all the player contracts and what have you that goes on. Do players stay on? Do they stay on? There's a lot of uncertainty in terms of having a new manager come in. I'd like to see if they are going to go with a new manager, they need to go with it sooner rather than later. One of our biggest problems this year was not having a pre-season, so I think they really need to give any new manager that's potentially going to come in the biggest run at this next season they can. It's going to be interesting to see how it plays. And as a few of the fans have said, we've been through a lot of this stuff before, so it's becoming a much of a muchness. And there's a lot of frustrations about the club of the same old, and I think it's justified over a fair few seasons now.
I'm kind of on the same scale as Tony as to the fact that there's no point sacking a coach now. As you said, there's players out of contract. I think a new coach coming in, he can bring in his own players, bringing his own squad. I don't see the Glory going up any further as what they're doing at the moment. I think they may finish 5th or 6th and they'll call that another success and not another home final.
Well, it's not a success, is it? We've gone down over the seasons, and I think the home fans really they look for a home final in terms of a success in as far as the league goes. Anything less is a failure. If it's not a success, it's a failure as far as I'm concerned and plenty of the other fans. So it's going to be interesting to see how it goes. As far as another coach coming in, as I said, I'd like to see a coach get a decent run at it. Otherwise, we're going to get swept into the same old A-League merry-go-round. We get to pick off the other club's scraps, and we're not going to get anything out of next season, if that's the case, in my opinion.
Well, we'll wrap it up here. Thank you, Blaine, for having a chat with us. We're back in a few weeks' time. You can find us on the Far Post Perth on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook.